Hello guys, welcome to the first episode of the tiny tutorial with the Digo Tech Guru. Today, we are breaking down one of the most misunderstood topics in tech, how the cloud actually works. And to make it simple, I'm using a real life analogy you already understand, that is Airbnb. By the end of this episode, you'll finally see why business or organization choose cloud over building their on-premises data center. This is to ensure that they save cost, they achieve scalability and flexibility, and also some of the benefits in adopting cloud architecture and infrastructure. So let's get started. Let me explain to you the cloud concepts in a way that you'll never forget in your whole life. In simple terms, assume that you want to go to Zanzibar, like you've never been into Zanzibar. So the first thing, even before you think of swimming with turtles or going to those beautiful beaches, is one, where will I sleep? So the first thing, in ensuring that you have some good accommodation, you have two options. One, you can say, let me just build my one bedroom condo and furnish it, then I'll go there. Then the other option would be, let me just rent a space. Let me just rent an Airbnb. I'll be able to pay for the days that I'd want to stay. Then I'll come back. This is exactly how cloud computing works. So let's dive deeper. So you see, when you choose to build your own house, you have to buy land, hire contractors, buy materials, handle about KPLC in Zanzibar, that is electricity, security, and every tiny details about that house. This is exactly what companies do with on-premises architecture, that is the data centers and stuff like that. They have to worry about where to buy servers, the vendors, the storage, the networking equipment that interconnect different nodes and run their own data centers, including the experts to run their own data centers, cooling systems. But when you choose to rent an Airbnb in this case, everything is ready. The bed is there, Wi-Fi is working. You just walk in and start living. This is what cloud computing is. Instead of building everything from ground up, uh, allow me to say bottom up, you rent fully managed IT resources from providers like AWS, DigitalOcean, Safaricom Cloud, Google Cloud, and other cloud vendors out here. So someone would argue, what is the benefit of this? So let's start. First, allow me to explain two concepts. That is the CapEx versus OpEx. If I want to start a business, I need some starting capital. That CapEx, capital expenditure. For me to run that business, I'll be using some cash to ensure that it remains afloat. That is OpEx, operational expenditure. So let's talk about the money, because that's where the analogy becomes crystal clear. Building your own house requires huge upfront costs. In IT, this means buying hardware, racks, cooling, power and licenses and everything. With Airbnb, you pay per night only when you use it. So you only pay for what you use. That's why, as part of cloud computing definition, there is part on demand and pay as you go model. That is what qualifies for something to be called a cloud computing solution. So cloud works the same. You pay per hour, per second, per resource. No upfront cost, no nothing. No heavy investment, no hardware headaches. This is why modern organizations prefer cloud, because it shifts them from expensive capex to flexible opex. That is expensive capital expenditure in terms of upfront spending to flexible operational expenditure. I'll be focusing on what is exactly causing a difference in my organization and what I'd say contributes directly to my daily mission and vision, instead of worrying of maintaining servers as an organization. So the first benefit, we've talked about money. Now let's talk about the second benefit, which is the flexibility, agility, and scalability. Now, imagine you invited friends over and suddenly you need a bigger Airbnb because the number has increased, right? You simply upgrade to a larger apartment, no construction required. This is scalability in the cloud. If your app goes so viral, everyone is talking about it, and you expect or you expect some surge, or you're already experiencing some surge of traffic, cloud automatically adds more resources. And the good thing about this is that you can set policies. This can be done automatically. When traffic drops, you can choose also to scale down based on your policies, and you stop paying for what you are not using. So it's also good to know that apart from saving money and achieving agility and flexibility, actually the big elephant in the room when it comes to cloud solutions is security and reliability. Let's set the authoritative tone now. And here there is another one. When you rent an Airbnb, you don't have to worry about, let's say, security cameras, locks, maintenance, backup, and power. The hosts handle that, right? You just have to pay, then everything is made available to you. So in cloud computing, like let's say AWS, Azure, GCP, invest billions into security, redundancy, disaster recovery, global data replication, either automatically or you have to initiate it. This means your application stays online even if a server or a certain switch fails. So this ensures reliability, ensures your uptime, and it ensures that you meet your business SLA. And on top of that, it ensures that you check all the boxes of compliance as guided by different standards and organization. Well, now that you know all that, let's broaden our tone. Let's talk about the global reach. Now, think about Airbnb again. Now, this time, you don't want to go to Zanzibar. You are at Zanzibar and you just received a text from a friend inviting you to Dubai. Habibi, come to Dubai. Now, with Airbnb, you can simply book a room anywhere in the world, and you don't have to worry what you've left behind because you only paid for the days that you stayed there, right? So with Airbnb, you can book a room anywhere in the world instantly. The same when it comes to cloud. Cloud providers give business the same power. You can deploy your application, let's say, in an availability zone in Frankfurt, Tokyo, Asian Pacific, uh, everywhere that you are. Nowadays, we also have an edge location in Nairobi. We have a whole region in South Africa. So, depending on what your application needs, your customer gets to go so fast, low latency, and you can achieve what we call ubiquity. You access anything, anywhere, in any form. And that is exactly one of the advantages. So let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Remember this: cloud computing is like an Airbnb for technology. You don't need to build your house, you rent exactly what you need and when you need it. It gives you one, flexibility and agility. You can scale well. It's cost effective in a sense that you get to pay only for what you use. Then you can achieve some sort of world class security and global reach without the headache of managing your hardware. So, if this explanation finally made cloud computing click for you and made some sense, don't forget to hit like button, subscribe, comment, and share to your friends so that we learn and we grow together as we explore this vast field of cloud computing and tech in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Digo Tech Guru, and remember, no risk, no story. Thank you very much, and see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching this.